Hello everybody, Iain Robson here with a tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how the GPS mod works. So for those who don't know what the GPS mod does, it basically auto steers your tractor in a straight line. Okay, let's jump into it. So you're in your tractor right now. Of course you have to have the GPS mod installed at this point in your mods folder. You can get it from Mod Hoster. So how do you bring up the information, how do you bring up the GUI or the interface? What you do is you press Ctrl and 0. That'll bring up the interface like it did on the left hand side of the screen there. So sometimes you'll start off with just this, and sometimes you'll want this as well. So it'll bring up, so that's what you normally start off with. To bring that up, you press Control and delete will add the menu or take it away. And if you don't have anything at all, you can press Control and 0 will activate the GPS mod. So Control 0 activates the mod, so I can see we got lines there. If you want to bring up the information, like the interface, you press Control and the delete button on your interface, like so. Okay, so how does this work? So as you can see, there's that green line right there in the middle. That's basically where your tractor is going to be driving. As you can see, it goes either in front of me or behind me, depending on which direction I'm going. The two red lines to the left and the right of the tractor are basically the width of your implement. So right now I have this Vaderstadt cultivator, and what you can do is, right now, not every implement will be able to be automatically detected. However, if it is able to be automatically detected, what you would do is you press Control and numpad 3 will auto detect the width of the implement, like so. Some of you may notice the little blue line just to the right of the green line. That is the offset. You can change that by pressing Control, bring up your mouse pointer right here with the menu up, and you can go to 0 will make the offset 0, or you can add an offset to see how it's moving. You can add it in either direction, so that would work for when you had a implement that needed to be offset to a certain degree, something like a pull behind forage harvester, for instance. Okay, so how do you get this to work? So now I have my width set up. I did that once again by pressing Control 3, automatically detected the width. If you couldn't do that, you could set it like this right here, and the actual number shows up right down there. So see, it says 7.5, 7.7, 7.8, 8 meters. So this one automatically detected as 8.4, and you can change it however you like. So what I'm going to do is, in order to get my tractor, so see right now I could follow the line just like this. That's one way of going about it. So let me just show you how that would work. So if I drop my cultivator here, and so I could try to follow the green line, but that's kind of difficult. So what you want to do is, let's go back here. So if I want to follow the green line, what I do is I press Control and W. So Control and W. Hear that little beep sound? Basically what that does is it auto steers your tractor. Now watch. So let me show you. See how the tires are pointed like that? If I press Control and W, see how the tires automatically turn? Control W basically makes a tractor go on the green line, like so. So that is how you get your tractor to go in a straight line using the GPS mod. Alright, so what else can you do with this guy? You can actually save your course. So if you have the information up here, you can save your course. So right now it's on course number 1. That's the little button right there. So course number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. If you want to save the course, you'll go to the top, this one right here in the middle. It'll say save course. It'll bring up the information right here. That's like the information about it. So I want to save the course, and let's call this one Culti for cultivator. Okay. So then what I could do now is, let's say I was using a different implement and it's a different working width. So see how it's nice, it's really strange right there, and it's off in a different direction. Oh no. What you can do is you can go back to course number 1, which are right here, and go to load course, and it will automatically return to the course and how you set it. So you noticed how I was able to change the orientation of the path. So I can go in a diagonal direction if I want to. I can go in a straight direction, whatever I want to do. How do you do that? What you do is you press Control and 0, and it'll center the straight line on where you're pointed. Now, why is that actually helpful? Let me just show you here. So let's say I'm at the edge of the field here, and I want to set up my tractor so there's a little bit of overlap on the edge of the field. So let's just set this up. So let's say I want to start off right here, and the GPS mod wants me to start off a little bit more in the middle. So I don't want to do that, so I press Control and Enter on the numpad once again, and that'll center my straight line where I was pointed. So that's what will happen. It won't automatically lower your implement, of course, but there you go. it'll make you go in a straight line. So if I go this way once again, what it'll do is it'll pick up the nearest straight line and go on that. Just like that, okay? So that's the other thing you can do. So if you have multiple courses, you can set it up to go course 1 or course 2, whatever you happen to have. Okay, so that is the basics. So once again, let's do a little review. If I want to automatically detect the width of the implement, I would press Control, left Control, and numpad 3. If I wanted to bring up the information altogether, I would press Control, or the interface, Control and 0 on the numpad. If I wanted to add the information or take information away, so like if I wanted to add this or remove this, I would press Control and delete on the numpad, and that would add the information. To bring up your cursor like I am right here, you hold down the Control button. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Okay, so now I'm going to go in a straight line. And there's a couple different modes you can put your GPS into. So right now, it's just in, it doesn't stop at all. So that's what that little guy means. It doesn't stop at all. So if I just leave it like this, it'll just keep going straight until I decide to turn it myself. But there are some other ways you can set it up. So if you look right here, that's on the GPS end field mode. So that doesn't do anything. It just goes straight forward. So if I wanted to go to the GPS end field mode, which is this right here, it's like a straight line and a line, what it'll do is actually go to the edge of the field, and then it will automatically stop. And right now it's set so it stops 1 meter from the edge of the field. So see here, did you hear that beeping sound? That's the GPS mod saying it's getting close to the edge of the field. See? And that's how it stops at the edge of the field. So if you want to do the last little bit yourself, you can do that, and then you can turn the tractor manually, like so, line it up where you want it to, set it on straight path once again by pressing Ctrl and W, and then go from there. So that's what you can do. So that's that first method that you can use. You can use this method, which is called the GPS end field mode. So this is the mode where it doesn't stop at the end of the field. This mode, it stops at the end of the field, but that's all it does. This mode right here, what it'll do is it will go to the end of the field and actually turn left in this case, as you can see the arrows going to the left. So it'll turn to the left. So if we have it set it up right, so it's turning to the left. So once it gets to the end of the field, it'll automatically turn itself to the next pass. So sometimes, depending on the implement you're pulling, it will skip a pass like it did right there. So because the turning circle of this particular implement is not very sharp, it decided to change a lane, and you can actually adjust that if you want to. You can adjust that by free lanes plus, so you can change it so it skips 3 lanes or 4 lanes. So that's what this information is showing right here. So right now it was set to 0, so let's try 2 and see what happens at the end of this field. So it should skip 2 passes. So that was 1 pass right there. So as you can see, this is 1 pass right here, so it should skip 2 passes, theoretically. So there's that beeping sound again, saying it's getting close to the end of the field. And if all is well, it should skip. There's 1, there's 2, and it should turn down this one right here. So there you go. That's how you can make it so it skips 2 passes. Why is that helpful? So if you have a big implement, it allows you to go from there. So see how it's automatically turning? So it automatically adjusts whether it's turning left or turning right. So if I did this, it will skip 2 passes and go to the next pass over there. Let's say I set it up so it's like this, so it'll skip this one and then it'll go onto that one. And you can adjust whether it's turning left or turning right. So I want it to turn right and I want it to go this one right here. So let's see what happens when it gets to the end of the field. So there's the beeping sound again. It slows down and then makes the turn, and it'll skip 1 lane and then go to the next lane. As you can see, it's not a perfect system, but it does allow you to do some really cool things. If you're using some of the smaller implements, it allows you to be really, really effective using those implements. There are a couple other features, so you can set it up so you... Let me just back up here a little bit. You can rotate your current course. So as you can see, I have the course set north-south on the field, but you can rotate it 90 degrees and go east-west if you like, or back to north-south. There's also rotate the course a little bit, so if you're going to rotate it to the left or to the right, you can do that as well. Or you can shift the course to the left or to the right, so if you want to just adjust it just a little tiny bit. You can also change the offset. So see how it's set to 1 meter right here? So that will be, so if I set it to this mode, and let's just turn it around here on this side. If I set it to that, that'll be 1 meter from the edge of the field. that's where it'll stop. But you can actually increase and decrease how close it is to the edge of the field. I believe 1 meter is the closest you can get, but you can actually increase and decrease that, and you could do that by this right here. So this button right here is the auto increase. So if I want to increase it to, let's say, 10 meters, so let's just back up here and let's see how far 10 meters is. So if we drive forward a little bit, and it's on the auto stop, so it'll stop 10 meters, or it should stop 10 meters away from the edge of the field. There you go. So that gives you a different idea. So if you want to give yourself a little bit more space, or not that much more space, you can actually go, I think you can go, yeah, 1 is the lowest you can go on this set. If you want to know whether you're following a course or not, see this little satellite right here? That's basically whether you're following the GPS or not. So when I set it so it follows the green line, it'll have a little GPS satellite with a little waves going out there. So those are the basics of the GPS mod. I hope you found it helpful. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 15. Catch you guys later.